I mean to start with that I have a touch of hunger at this time, and that's what I wanted to drink. Drinkable yogurt. But not where I wanted to drink it. I just had visitors. They left this here. Cleaning products. Uh, so this is new. Yeah, as far as I can see, they're new. And this is new. To scrub. Yes, but I don't have full height to scrub right now. What would I scrub? Well, I have used this before. If I made a stain on my clothes, I have used it for that. Or I have also used it to scrub, like cleaning, but not the same brush. I have had two different brushes. This one looks like it's more for if I was going to scrub some kind of surface cleaning. Yeah, but not like a stain on my clothes. Like if I spilled something, or if my nose bleeds. Yeah, if my nose bleeds, I need to clean that off. Anyway, it would be if I spilled something. I should not wear light colored clothes or white. Now I don't wear clothes anymore. I wear a robe. But I will report this. In the past, I have tried to clean between the tiles. I call that grout, but it's on the floor. I would call it grout if it was on the wall. So, if anybody calls that grout, okay. Otherwise, I am starting to think that it's cement between the tiles. And I have tried to scrub that. Mitch was just in here, but I didn't see him cleaning in the bathroom because it's only enough space in here for just himself. I did not crowd him or look in through the doorway because it's a small space here. So he may have done something to clean between the tiles here. It does look cleaner in some places than others. So I did scrub in this area. That was a number of years ago. Uh, So I used a brush like the one I just showed, the Libman brush. I used another brush. So that one is here to clean between the tiles. Uh, I cannot at my height do that. I don't have full order on the body right now because it's deceased. Is my order. I'm describing the the state of my being as deceased disclosed. That means there are people who know I'm deceased. By that, there are some things not alive because that's how it is for me to go out of alive myself. Somebody else's will go out of alive as part of myself going out of alive. I can't say when because I don't know that. Or why. That is God giving a death right there. So I don't want to talk about it. I will say I am deceased, but I don't want to say somebody else is where because that is heaven doing that. And it takes all of what heaven is to do that. And I mean, heaven is not an is, but I'm trying to describe heaven making motion. Yeah, I just don't. I have genitals on myself and I don't really afford it, but it's not supposed to be a trouble to myself that I have genitals on myself, but I am out of leverage here. I don't have what it takes to clean this kind of problem off the flooring. There is damage of this floor. I told Mitch, sent him that I want to get new flooring to replace this. I am not saying that I could set in the flooring myself. I found flooring on Temu, Temu. Maybe is it .com? Okay, and then so I copied a picture of it and I posted it on a cell phone number that I use with Mitch Moser. And it's not true that I can afford to install the flooring myself. And if nobody else is willing to do that because they can see there's this problem with this flooring and it's interfering with this flooring over here, that problem right there, that comes off. I know it comes off. I've cleaned it off before to see what it was because I didn't know what it was. It does come off, but it did come back. Yeah, so I don't take that off again. So I'm leaving it. And then you can see that I make the footprints that go this way. And it's that stuff stuck on the bottom of my footwear, my flip-flops. And I mix these footprints. And I can take a shower and that will help some. But the shower is really for me to get clean. I cannot clean the floor at my height. Why is not somebody interested? Nobody came looking for that. I lost some of my height and they need to do the cleaning right away because I used to be a youth. I did not do the cleaning up after myself for the years between 1980 and 1995. I did not do any of the cleaning there. So that's 15 years, and now I am at the height I was in the year of 1988. And I'm leaning towards saying 1987. So, but let's say 1988. If I was in the year 1988, I would be this tall, but I would not be this ill. I was healthy in 1988. I was doing gym class at school. And somebody was cleaning the house. Lynn Bartkus, but she's Lynn. She didn't say her name Bartkus until 19... well, I don't know the year, but I know where it was. In the kitchen in the condominium in Mequon, Wisconsin, where I lived for about 10 years. That's where Lynn was saying, when I asked her, what is your last name? She said Bartkus. She's the same one who was cleaning at my house where I was alive. She came into the house and cleaned it, and she kept cleaning it like regularly. I don't have someone to replace that. She was doing that. Maybe that was wrong, but can you see how wrong it is? Because nobody's going to clean this up because they don't come every week with some kind of interest. I don't know. I just don't know what made Lynn Bartkus, or Lynn, the cleaning lady is what Mom called her, Lynn the cleaning lady. If Lynn the cleaning lady, said Mom, doesn't explain to my leverage what she was doing, cleaning my house, the house, I can't really just take over that she was doing that, and also take over that my mom was cooking. My mom was cooking. Lynn, the cleaning lady, said Mom was cleaning. And I cannot take over that. I am not the three of you, because that's three of you. That's Dad, that's Mom, and that's Lynn. I cannot take over for the three of you. And you are parking 3 cars, and I'm not parking a car at all. I don't have a car at all. So why am I here? Because school finished. I have certain activities, commitments, schedules, things that finished. And then I had to look for other food, like mines for food. Yes, but I'm not supposed to have to start from zero every day. Where is all the savings going? Because you want me to clean this mess right here, and I don't have full height to do that. I am walking, but that's not really true that I'm walking because I am shorter, and that's not really walking. No, I am just able to finish that I am disclosed as deceased, and I will make it to the end of myself deceased in this Godhead. And that's all I can do with the left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, somewhat walking, but not really walking because I don't have full height. And elsewhere, I lost my ability to be healthy and do sports or athletics or work out in the gym or swim. I can't do that anymore because I lost my health because you are not really fulfilling your end of my happy. Well, it was not my idea to be happy. I used to be so small that it wasn't happy. I was the size of a 3-year-old when I first arrived, and it doesn't have that it can be happy. It was 3, it was too small to smile or anything. It doesn't know you. And then it got happy when I grew a little in my height. I had to grow first, otherwise it's not smiling. I don't know if mom and dad remember that because they're not mom and dad yet. Well, not at first. I didn't call them ever. They called me Becky, but I didn't call them. It wasn't happy. It wasn't smiling. It wasn't talking. So I cannot clean this up because I have to say, I know you have seen me do a lot of things with myself over the years, but I am trying to say no here because it's not in my prejudice to do that with myself deceased disclosed. That means there is maybe some evidence that I died the wrong way, and I can't compensate for that. By that, I would be doing something for somebody who's not doing what they should be doing for their own self. And if they need to be in jail and prison to make sure somebody else will take over, that they are not really, you are not really what you would have to do with yourself. You cannot do that. If somebody is supposed to replace this flooring and they don't, they should go to jail and report to the jail that they need someone else to replace this flooring. And it may not happen, but I will die on that point. It knows, the creation of myself knows that. That means if you can't change the flooring because you were supposed to, but you can't, you have to turn yourself into jail and prison, and then you have to tell them why, and you have to stay in there. And then if nobody else is going to come and take care of it, that's true, I will die, but I need to die that you did something with yourself to report that you knew you had a responsibility and you were just not able to complete it. Then you're doing jail on that point. Because I cannot clean this floor. I cannot clean this. I'm the one who can see it. I know you. I could take steps like this. You can watch me. I can do this. I can just walk this way, and you cannot find my footprints are doing this. Not now. You can't catch the motion. You can only see the motion that God of the apartment is making. The creator of the apartment is making the motion that you can see, the stain on the flooring. But you cannot see the motion of myself making the stain go from here to over here. You will not catch it with a camera. So I saw Mitch with this mop, and he was mopping up that there was a puddle of water here from underneath that I had rinsed off my robes, and as hot as the water would go. So I used a bucket. I put both of these robes in a bucket, and I filled the bucket to over the top of the robes with as hot as the water would go, and it was, very hot to me. So I let it soak until the water was not, it was like warm, okay? I let the robe soak until the water was cooled off to warm. So maybe sometime within an hour, maybe 40 minutes, something like that. And then I hung up the robes here, and they dripped water all over the floor, and it is discolored. It is a dark color water on the floor. So Mitch has this mop, and he did mop up that the floor had the puddle on it, and he said to keep it dry. And I will try to do that. But I need a laundromat to spin the laundry to get the water out so that I can just hang it because it has been washed by a washer. Then I don't need the dryer. If it has been washed by a washer, it will fill up with water, it will be clean, and it will spin dry. And then I can take it out, and it's still wet. It needs a dryer, but I can also use a clothes rack, and I can hang it to dry. But I don't have a washer. There's no washer in here. And I can't go out to use one because I don't have any coins. And Mitch left some money here, but that's not what it's for. That's Mitch's money, and I will watch it for him unless somebody asks me for it. So I brought the clothes rack back in from outside. It is not dripping now, but it is not dry. Okay, now I can see there's one robe here. There were two before. There's another robe over here that I moved, but I can't remember, and I don't have my glasses on. So I will show you that I have the robe here, and it is not fully dry. The sleeve is dry. What's not dry is the hood. This is not dry. So I'm giving testimony, and it's not exactly as what I said before, that this robe was hanging on the drying rack over there. It's not, it's over here. This is the second robe that I washed. It is still not fully dry. Here. At the time Mitch was here, that robe was hanging here. Who else was here? Brian Figus was here. And I do love the cleaning products, but I cannot really use them unless I do, because I need to clean something about the food. Yes, but I cannot clean up that this is a construction contractor's problem. Or you owe me keys to someplace else, which is really what's due. I'm not due to live here anymore. Well, maybe God knows why I'm not going to be able to live someplace else. But you still come around here about the flooring because it's not finished. You can't really, like, let's say I was a leasing agent. I cannot show this apartment to somebody who's asking if they can move in here. I cannot show the apartment because it's not ready to lease it to somebody else or to pay it out to somebody else. I can't. But I have to live with it. Why? That's God who knows why. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't actually owe you that I live here. I could live in a very nice, clean place, but I don't actually see that I would be living in a nicer place than this or anywhere else. So I want to move this mop because it's a small space, but that's where Mitch left it, and I want to leave it where he left it. But I also don't want to touch it because it's a mop. I would keep it, I don't know. I can't move it really. I have to leave it there. Yeah. But I cannot leave these things here because I need to sit down and have some yogurt. And I would be using this space right here. But that's also where I make some of the internet videos. I set the camera up to lean against this television, flat screen. What do you call this? I call it a Vizio, but it is a high definition TV. Okay, HD TV, not HGTV. High definition TV. I lean up the phone against the TV and I make the video, so I don't have to hold the phone camera while I'm doing that. But I can't do that right now because of these cleaning supplies. And I could move them, but they left them here. So it's not really finished that I can sit here, but I must eat here. Well, I'm hungry and it's going to move. I'm going to make dinner in some time from now, ahead of now. It will be a short time and I'm going to make dinner. And then I will need to sit here and I don't have afford for these things to stay here. I did not set them down here. Mitch and Brian Figus set them down here. And I can move them, and where I would put them is with this that they brought in from Lowe's. I would keep it in there, but it's not really steady. I think I can put them in there, but why didn't they do it? I'm asking myself, why didn't they just leave the cleaning products in this bucket? They want me to finish cleaning the floor. If Mitch cannot clean this, I'm not going to correct him because he started on the floor. He started over here and he mopped up something, and some of this looks cleaner than the rest of the floor because I saw him mop it. And he did not succeed in going down the hallway here and finishing just because he already had the mop wet. And it has some of this on the mop that was used to clean the floor. And he did not just keep going down the hall and clean this up. And I don't think I should clean it because he left it that way and I think I should leave it. The mop is still wet. I don't know if he wring it out. Yeah, it should be still wet because he just did that. I can't really prove it with the camera unless I see the water coming out from the bottom, but I don't want to. I'm holding the camera and I'm going to keep the camera safe, like that I didn't drop it or something. No accident with the camera. What to do with these things? I'm going to move them, but I don't owe it because you are supposed to move them for that you see they're in my way. You're not supposed to put something in my way and then make me need to move it with need as a witness that I need to move it. I don't really need it in there. Something is malicious beyond belief. That's what I hear from above myself, God in my mind saying something is malicious beyond belief. Well, it would be like I want it set on a firm the bottom of the bucket on something that's steady and firm so it won't fall or make any accident. And it's still like that over the detergent. But that is where the bucket was left. I can afford that it's empty there, or if there's something in there that's light weight. But these are like maybe these heavy cleaning products are too heavy. Maybe you could keep this. No, this is heavy as well. This is heavier than I expected, and this is heavy. I don't know how to put what could go in the bucket. Maybe this could go in the bucket. Something's wrong here. This is Scotch Brite. What is it for? For cleaning what? Scotch Brite. St. Paul, Minnesota. Well, Cheryl is beyond malicious. I know that. I don't think Mitch affords it, but why isn't Cheryl here and why is Mitch here? And that's because I can't see Cheryl. I can, but I can't because she did something I don't agree with. And she did not come about this. She did not say she was coming here about this. She said she was coming here about a burrito. Now, I don't actually afford it because she was going to bring somebody who's not Moser. Yeah. That's what I had to say no because she was maybe with somebody who's not Moser. So it's no, I can't afford it. If she comes with mom and dad, I would see her. If she came with Mitch, I would see her. She came with somebody not Moser, and I can see her that way. So back to the bucket. Who's Charles Toe? He's somebody not Moser, and I can't afford to know him. I can't afford to see him ever. But I don't know. He's somebody who just announced himself, and everywhere he was, he announced himself, and he said what he wanted, and he said what he's going to do, and he announced himself, but he's not Moser, and I can't afford to know him ever. It's not my problem. If you're not Moser, you're not my problem. Okay, then now this bucket can hold this, but just this. I cannot fill the bucket with all the other things. If I am to move this bucket down here, I would say, no, that's not a good idea. So, what goes in the bucket? I think I will leave these in the bucket because they are small, lightweight, like that, okay? And then, what to do with the sponges? Okay, well, let's put the latex gloves in there. Yeah. Okay. All right. This goes in the garbage. Okay. I need to rest. I need to be seated and rest. But it's in the way. I still don't have the table cleared off. Okay, this is from Lowe's. I can save the receipt with the other receipt, but I just sat down. I'm not ready to move the receipt. Not yet. What is this for? If it's from Lowe's, it's not for food. But if I was mom, I have used this kind of sponge for like washing dishes with this. Yeah, but I see it here all together with these cleaning products. I would not wash dishes with that. No. So what is this for? Okay, and then this is Libman Power Scrub Brush. I can keep this in the blue bucket, but I didn't really use it yet. So where do these things go? Because this table is complete. The chair and the table and everything is the way I left it. It's what I can afford. My neti pot is still here, but I think that's unlikely. It most likely crashed to the floor and broke. But anyway, it's here. I can still use my neti pot. It's a nasal pot. This is a nasal pot. And then I need these things elsewhere. Is there anyone to call who will come and move them? Because they're going to know where they belong in this apartment. Okay, I am moving things to, I have used cleaning supplies out of here, but they are deceased, but I use them anyway for the kitchen. So I'm going to use this is all my things in here. There's nothing from Charles Toe in here except he brought in this black crate. I don't want to buy anything, except for food, which is my emergency. So that's why I didn't ask for like all new movable parts. I'm missing a garbage can. I might get another one. The maintenance took one of the garbage cans away. This is the one that was inside and it didn't go out. There was one that was outside because sometimes Charles Toe would throw away something that smelled like banana peel, and that has to be outside when you're done with it. I don't live with a banana peel that's outside, and that garbage can went missing. Don't know why, because there are things that go outside because there's no garbage disposal here. I'll show that part. This is just a drain. It's not a garbage disposal. That's why the garbage can was outside. And the maintenance did take it. He said he was going to move a lot of things that were left by Charles Toe. I guess he was confident Charles Toe would not return, but I don't know that. Charles Toe could return because he's such a monster. He could return. I will be sure that I will never see Charles Toe in this Godhead again when I'm not me anymore. That's how I know I don't see Charles Toe again. I'm not me anymore. I'm not anywhere anymore. I need myself deceased by God in heaven. I don't need any help with that, if that's why Charles Toe was ever here. Well, if he helped himself, I think that help was the wrong concept for me. I cannot help you with deceased. Deceased doesn't do that. It's not help. Deceased is not help. Help, I can do something, like I can know what help is, but I can't see that all there is around me is people helping, because I have seen people help when they're not supposed to, and I've seen that people don't help when they're supposed to. That's what I think about help. And there's a song out now by Morgan Wallen and Post Malone. There's a song about help. I didn't make this mess all by myself. I had help. I did not make this mess all by myself. That's the song by Post Malone and Morgan Wallen. Yeah. Which one is the lead? One of them leads, the other one is featuring the other one. So is it Morgan Wallen featuring Post Malone, or is it Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen? Well, look for it. I am fat. I don't afford to clean while I'm fat, when I was full height, 5 feet 6 inches tall or so, and cleaning while I was nearing 198 pounds, I had back ache, trying to lean over and move about, doing the same cleaning I was doing when I was 120 pounds and full height. I was not successful. I had to stop cleaning, and I told Charles Toe that I couldn't do it. And I told him why. And he took over mopping the floor, and I just did like surfaces cleaning things with my hands. But now Charles Toe is not here to mop up the floor, and I think it's not a reasonable request to ask anyone to clean that up more than once. You could clean that once. You cannot clean it more than once. If it happens again, that means you need to be out, and I need to be someplace else. I don't make keys. I don't have keys and make keys. I don't have keys that way. I have keys that are given to me. And you are illegal giving me keys. You are due to move the whole world around that I don't have a key, and I don't have a way to have one if you don't give me one of your problems. And what makes you think I need one of your problems? Where do you stop this cycle of problems? You don't know who I am. That's how I got a key to this apartment. I didn't know who I was. I was so low and small. I just didn't know myself. I love myself. I am myself, but I don't actually know my leverage and disclose my leverage. I'm none higher than he deceased right here. Now I love myself that way. Yes, but I minimally love myself. I don't want to be here as none higher than he deceased. I'm too big for where I am. I'm too big for the size of the apartment. I'm too big for the doorway. See the doorway go from there to down there. I'm too big for that. If I'm none higher than he deceased, I go all the way up through the ceiling and I'll never see me again. But I'm still here because you are illegal. You did some things malicious, illegal right in front of me or during my lifetime when I was alive anyway. You cannot go around myself deceased is against you, and you made it worse. And that's how I still have to disclose more leverage. I'm none higher than he shunted. That means you're a shunt, so am I. I am shunted as well, but I'm not really far in the wrong. No excuses. I tell you what my boundaries are, and that I do not really enforce my boundaries. You must just know with yourself what to do with yourself, because you are an individual with a unique appearance, and you know how to die in God. And if you don't, for whatever reason, I cannot really speak to that. I cannot say it with my mouth. Okay, I need to mix these flavors because I don't love the banana. Well, how do I do this? I have something wrong with me is not really due. I am deceased is really menos mal. It's less evil that I'm deceased, and I'm saying that with myself because I don't actually have what it takes to drive somebody to the doctor. I have been to the doctor, I have been in psychiatry, and you don't actually know that I don't need a psychiatrist because I am myself deceased. but you still think that I am in it with you, and you are far, far, far in the wrong. I don't have a life that way that I'm in it with you. I cannot help you with that. Do you have problems with you don't know what to do after you did something wrong? Well, I have seen you do something deliberately wrong, right to myself. I have seen many things deliberately wrong right in front of me, right against myself, and you don't seize the emergency it was to yourself that you are not myself and you are not somebody else who's with you. For example, if it's a 911 police response, first responders to a 911 call, I immediately tell you if I'm the caller or not, and I know that you are aware of it. But you are not actually paying for that you know who called. You don't actually pay for that you don't know because you're not the dispatcher. That means the 911 first responders, they're partners to each other and they're not the dispatcher, and I know that about them. They know if I called them or not, and I know that neither of them is the dispatcher. Yes, but that's honesty that's not paid for. It completely annihilated my whole life that I was a tennis player. Should we look at my tennis scoring? What happened to the people I beat in tennis? Because I died out of form. Does that mean the people I beat in tennis didn't give me the keys to a new house? I can't beat anyone in tennis right now. No, I don't have the health for that, and I'm not full height anymore. Where I got better when I got taller. I started tennis before I was full height. I was playing as a youth, but at full height, I was hitting top spin and I was doing well. Yeah, I could beat people in scoring, but I didn't get anything for it. I didn't get a house. I didn't get a car. I didn't get anything. What did I get? I got the scoring. I got to go and tell somebody who asked me. If mom and dad even ask me, they don't always ask me. I tell them, yeah, if mom and dad would ask me like that they're there. Yeah, so how did it go? Yeah, they wouldn't say, did you win or did you lose? They would say, how did it go for you? Yeah, and I would say if I won or if I lost the scoring. I can't afford this. All you ever gave me was the scoring. I need the house so that I can live someplace and my mom and dad can call me someplace and say, did you win in tennis? Or maybe they moved on. How much scoring? I scored a little at Mequon Racket Club, um, and something called Challenge Ladder. Uh, and then I scored in tennis freshman year, sophomore year, and senior year of Homestead High School, Mequon, Wisconsin. Um, Junior year, I did not play, and they still took me back senior year. I don't know how. That was a miracle because I wasn't playing junior year. They didn't fill in my spot with someone else. They let me play. I have to try out, but I did make it through the tryouts, and I made the team after having surgery on my knee. So all those matches, how many matches is that? I don't know how many you play in a season. I don't want to say. I actually don't remember. So the season would be like middle of August. There will be practice, and then maybe you start playing scoring. It would be September, October, November. November, is that too late? Yeah, is it cold? September, October. August, September, October. Wow, that was a long time ago. 1991, 1992, 1993, skip that, and 1994. So it'd be like September and October mostly, and a little bit of August. Well, nobody gave me a house. What's the tennis for? To play for the house that I'm in? Does everybody do that? But what's the scoring for? Well, I'm here at the end and I'm died out of form. I'll never be alive again and play tennis again because I was good. So what was the point of scoring that I was good? I didn't get the house. I'm not going to get it now because I died out of form. I don't think you have your scoring all figured out. You're not supposed to score me because I am myself, but I was able to score as one of you, and I won. I won at least half of my matches. I don't have a house. So I was wearing a uniform for Homestead High School. And I played games at the tennis courts outside of Homestead High School. And then I also played, we'd get on a school bus and travel to other high schools and play on their courts with their teams and their uniforms. And I don't have a house. Why not? I could have cleaned it myself because it was healthy. Well, I don't have a house now. I'll never have a house again. Nope. I'll never play tennis again, but why? I love it. It's way better than babysitting a sex offender who's not going to prison for shit. That's why I hit the tennis ball 75 miles an hour in a serve, and the other tennis plays how much? About 30 miles an hour. Okay, that's how I can hit a tennis ball about 30 miles an hour in ground strokes. I can volley. I can serve. Yeah, but I can't babysit a sex offender who won't go to prison because that doesn't play tennis. It doesn't score. It doesn't die. It's not healthy. I had health. I was playing tennis with health. I can't do that now. I'll never do that again. I don't know if you agree with your scoring. There's other scoring. I did other scoring. I did scoring for softball too. I won plenty of softball games with that team. Tennis was just me, singles. I played singles in tennis with the uniform on, and I don't have a house. I fired a softball bat as well, but that's the whole team. You mean the team wouldn't give me a house? The team wouldn't give me a house. They're all on the field at the same time. Unless they're batting, of course. But then they're all in the dugout at the same time or all on the sideline at the same time. What about gymnastics? I used to do that alone. Yeah, but I don't score in gymnastics very well. Tennis, I could score in tennis. Yeah, not in gymnastics. Nope, not worth mentioning. I think I got a 4 on the beam, and that's terrible. I fell off the beam when I was being scored. Scoring tennis owed me a house. And then you owed me more houses after that, and more houses after that. I was winning tennis. If I won half my matches in tennis, I won them all on the house I was living in. If you pay out a house to me when I win, I can win another house. And then if you pay out another house to me, I can win another house. I can keep playing and keep winning. I can play after high school. Yeah, but you wouldn't give me a house for winning in tennis. Yeah, I can't play tennis anymore. No, because that's thieving. You don't know what thieving is? Now you know.